Wow, I seriously cannot breathe today. Okay, let's restart that whole start of the commentary. Whoa, how'd I do it? Okay, how is it going, my fellow operators? I am starting to stream last night immediately, like for a whole lower session, but this is gonna be one crazy week I'm gonna go through, so be warned. How's it going, everyone? My fellow operators again. My name is Trey, or Shay. I have a build video for you guys today. I know it was a little bit long and late, but now we got it. We're not gonna go slurring in our words and be on off topic and all that often. We're actually gonna discuss about Sybaris Prime. We'll do that in our video, but today will be the Sybaris Prime instead. And Sybaris Prime is actually not bad of a weapon to get. So if you actually have one, well, you can end up. Well, if you actually have one, you can build it, but you can go ahead and check out the build right now, sooner or later. Let's go straight into the so-called Sybaris Prime. The Sybaris Prime is a new primary weapon that came out with the Overon Prime access, and this is actually the obvious burst fire weapon. Even though it's seeking a sign, we'll discuss in a second, but the weapon actually feels something a little bit more potential with Riven in there. And no matter how many rolls I try to get, the stats on the main run that I usually bought wasn't bad. I mean, it was kind of good, don't get me wrong, but let's go over the actual stats of the weapon and what master rank you have to get in order for you to get this weapon. Let's be all honest and obvious that DE does have high requirements when you're trying to get a new prime weapon if it's good for endgame, or I mean obviously good for a long run. But this is a mastery rank 12 weapon right here. Says it, mark it, remember it. So if you're actually gonna buy this in trade chat and you're low rank, good luck. You might as well farm for it instead of buying it, because there's no point and you won't be able to get the blueprint anyway. And if you honestly want to know, yes, and that video is a longer one, where to get this, you have to go to the previous video, but I'll try to leave it down in the description below to where you're going to have to get these parts from. The Sybaris Prime, however, is kind of interesting in stat wise, if you can tell, and it's one of those hit scan primary, so the stats, it isn't that much of a flight speed, so it's on target, aka hit scan. Primary, it is good for crit. It has a slight amount good status. Real speed, it's decent, and the physical damage almost looks up like it's almost to 100, almost there. If only they buffed the critical multiplier, it would have been something interesting. But the status chance is still at 20, well, reached to 25. So here's what I'm gonna tell you right now. This weapon right here is actually certified for crit and for status. This is the Sybaris Prime we're talking about, so obviously it's certified for crit because it's a 30% critical chance. With Dex Sybaris, it is a 35%. And if you obviously don't know correctly, if you don't have this original Sybaris, you can get it out of your dojo just like that and simple. But we have Sybaris, Dex Sybaris, and Sybaris Prime. Where have we heard this before? Latron Wraith, and Latron Prime. What else? Cernos, Rata Cernos, and Cernos Prime. But Mule Cernos don't count because even though it's part of the Cernos series, it's technically not under the Cernos archetype. Get it? And obviously the Boltor Prime, Telos Boltor as well. But enough rambling. So the sign, however, is a prime weapon. Let me get this straight. If you actually like the lever action of how this gun fires, it's not like the Lotus, but it opens up, like the walls just open up all of a sudden, and it ended up being so completely comforting. It was amazing how this weapon is able to fire, and how those visuals actually caught on and been amazing just to try out though. But the sound effect, it just sounds good. It sounds great though. Like it actually has a meaning of, once again, like Dex Sybaris and Sybaris, of course they have a little bit of sound, I mean the same sound, but this one has a little bit of the same sound, but just with a little bit of a high pitch in there. So visuals and the signs, we're done. Stat wise, we're done. we have the Mastering Ray. But where do you get this? I'm going to tell you in the description below how do you get this weapon. But without any further ado, it is time for your daily dose of mods to use this weapon right here. What I'm rocking is probably a 4 forma. I really want to go for a 3 forma with this weapon though, because the Riven speaks for itself. But I had to try to make it a different way, one way or another, to show you the difference between these builds. But for the sake of this video and not make it too long, this is the main build I have rocking for it. And you obviously know with the Riven that I'm using in this build. This Riven gives it multi-shot, fire rate, and critical damage. I was hoping that there was going to be critical damage increase in the Prime version of this, but there wasn't. But the damage I'm using, instead of heavy caliber or shred, since yeah, you're able to go for punch through, but at fire rate, the Riven was supportive for that a little bit. Hammer shot was my last alternative to make it go into a 7 multiplier. A 7! Yes, I'm sounding like DK Demontes already. It's a 7, people! With the hammer shot and my Riven, you're able to use this on a 7 multiplier. Add this for your Banshee if you have already up to 7 multiplier. Or, matter of fact, a 10. Do you obviously know how much of a multiplier you'll be pulling on if you have a Banshee in there at over a 10 multiplier? It's so dang nasty. Overall, the weapon is nasty though with this build, and compare it between the difference between other, this one kinda still is a good weapon to try. But Dex Sybaris will still be on top because out of all Sybaris series, Dex Sybaris is still king over this. Okay, so that's done. What do I think about this weapon overall without making this too long? Well, it is good and sleek in design. It is sexy looking. Yes, I'm gonna play it like that. It is still the same damage, high damage. Oh, the fire rate. When you compare this between the high fire rate, this fire rate gives it a slight increase, so you may notice it when you try it. But the recoil is low, but I kind of felt like it had a slight vertical recoil when using the weapon. This one has some sort of other things included in here. It's able to crit still, which is pretty good, and the status is also increased, so no worries, you're still able to status, but much more if you have a status chance or multi-shot in your Riven or in your build. That could also be if you want to go for, what is it, a status build if you want it. And my voice just cracked. What is the bad thing about this weapon? For those who don't like burst fire weapons, then we'll say that's a bad thing. But the Sybaris Prime has equal stats. The accuracy is still low, and with heavy caliber, it makes it a little bit worse. Yeah, the vertical recoil may be a thing, and it doesn't jump up that much, but it still has a little bit of a problem with accuracy. So headshots will still be there here and there, but when you try and get it on 3 bullets, actually on a 2nd bullet, that's not happening. Yeah, slightly lower accuracy, and this is also a problem with you. The visuals, yeah, the lever pops up every time, like and pops up. If you're good at ignoring the visuals, you're good. But if you're not good at ignoring this when the lever or the handle flips up in front of your face, then that may be a problem for some of you. But yeah, this video was seriously that long. I really like it. It's very good design. They actually did the work for it, and it did say traded with the name, traded with the same design. It makes it more luxurious, and I really liked it though. But and the damage, you will not be punished or will regret. You will not regret at all. But anyway, with all rambling aside, that should be about it for today's video. Let's call it here. So, if you guys did enjoy or did not enjoy or did not find this build helpful, then don't forget to leave a rating down below the video. If you're also new to my channel and want to see more builds or anything else included into today, then don't forget to hit that subscribe. And my fellow operators, my name is Trey or Shay. To my fellow operators, I will see you all later.
about to turn it up.